Hello everyone, thank you for watching. Today I would like to introduce the armor worn by Japanese samurai throughout different eras in Japan. In the second half of the video, I will also talk about legendary armor, so be sure to listen in. Chillax. History of armor. Yayoi Period. Armor during this era was called wooden or plate armor and has been excavated. It was a short armor that protected mainly the torso. KOFUN Period. Armor similar to the prototype of today's armor called KOFUN Period. It consists of a waist defense, shin guards, and gauntlets. Its sets have been introduced from the continent. It required a large amount of iron scraps to produce and was suitable for mass production, so it was mainly used by advanced warriors. NARA Period. There is little information on what armor and helmets looked like during this era, which is unfortunate. Does anyone happen to know more about it? HEIAN Period. During this era, armed peasants emerged to protect the territory of the nobility and carried out activities on behalf of the country, including the emperor. Sometimes they had to fight against the bandits and robbers, and the peasants themselves had to participate in the battles. However, they became exhausted and developed an aversion to war, and the cost of maintaining the army was also high. Therefore, the emperor decided to deploy representative soldiers to various parts of Japan to govern small countries. This system is called KONDEISEI in Japanese. The kanji characters for this system are interesting, as they mean healthy child and indirectly refer to a person with a strong and healthy body who will be selected as a representative soldiers of Japan. Due to this KONDEISEI system, the ritual system, which was established in the NARA period to govern the country centered around the emperor, collapsed. This system had the privilege of tax exemption and food distribution, and the soldiers could devote themselves to military training. The emperor completely entrusted the governance of all small countries to representative soldiers, resulting in a de facto state of anarchy. Unfortunately, the KONDEISEI system led to the proliferation of small countries and frequent small-scale conflicts. These conflicts led to land disputes, and powerful landowners with estates emerged. This was the birth and origin of the samurai, the warrior class. During the HEIAN period, horse-mounted warriors engaged in anarchy battles at close range. They were skilled in the horseback archery techniques of the bow and horse, as well as in the etiquette and protocols of archery. It seems that Japanese samurai only fought with bows during this time. As for the West, I'm not very familiar with the details, but if anyone knows, please share. Were they fighting with swords and spears? The HEIAN period is often associated with a dazzling image, but it was also a time when artistic techniques such as iron working, metal working, and lacquer ware were used to create armor. There was also the DOUMARU, which covered the wearer's torso and opened and closed on the right side. The armor fit tightly to the body without any gaps. Originally, it was used by lower-ranking foot soldiers. During the Kamakura period, it is said that the basic equipment of samurai consists of a set of sword, bow, and horse, which originated from the elite soldiers born under the HEIAN period's KONDEISEI system. Legend has it that the samurai of the Kamakura period defended Japan from the Mongol Empire's invasion twice. The samurai wore armor and rode horses. Heavy cavalry became established, and the basic mode of warfare was fighting on horseback. In battle, the samurai had to be prepared for long-range and close-range combat, as well as cavalry charges. When it comes to bow cavalry, it's often associated with the Mongols, who are known for their high-speed attacks from afar. The tactic involved having light infantry units disrupt the enemy, while the heavy cavalry attacked when they were caught off guard. During this period, there was also a type of armor called OOYOROI worn by high-ranking samurai on horseback, which was considered the most prestigious armor. During the MUROMACHI period, there was a type of armor called HARAATE, which was the most simplified armor. It resembled the protective gear used in kendo. The HARAATE was easy to put on and take off, but had low defense capabilities and was mainly used by lower-ranking samurai. It was widely used for lightly armed soldiers during the MUROMACHI period, and the Ashigaru foot soldiers also wore it. From the NANBOKUCHO period to the Sengoku period, the era shifted to infantry warfare, group battles, and close-quarters combat on foot were popular. Lighter armor became popular than the heavy OOYOROI. Many soldiers used DOUMARU and HARAMAKI, and the OOYOROI fell out of use. The HARAMAKI evolved from a simple belly armor in the late Kamakura period to a lightweight structure suitable for infantry combat. Originally worn by lower-ranked foot soldiers, it was used without a helmet or sleeves, and its ease of movement was appreciated. Later, it was upgraded to heavy armor by adding a helmet, sleeves, and leggings, and was further improved with luxurious embellishments for the upper class. However, with the appearance of the TOUSEI GUSOKU modern armor in the AZUCHIMOMOYAMA period, the HARAMAKI declined. AZUCHIMOMOYAMA period, it was an era when ambitious warlords who aimed for national unification emerged, such as Oda Nobunaga and Toyotomi Hideyoshi. The characteristics of this era was the popularity of mass battles fought by large groups. Firearms were also introduced during this period by the Portuguese, causing a change in the way Japanese samurai fought. It was during this time that the TOUSEI GUSOKU armor was developed, and this armor used a lot of iron and was designed to be easy to put on and take off, with the defense parts of the torso separated by hinges. Edo period, with a decrease in battles and the arrival of a peaceful era, armor was no longer used for practical purposes. Instead, it became more of an artistic craft, and the elaborated and ornate armor making became popular. So now let's move on to the bonus talks related to armor. Price of armor. This is just a reference, but armor with a historical value can be worth more than $300,000. While a suitable armor priced at $15,000 is considered relatively affordable. Reasons for the absence of shields. It's said that the Japanese people had a preference for two-handed katana or sword weapons, and that's why shields were not commonly used. Miyamoto Musashi, a renowned swordsman, is famous for using two swords at once. In addition, it is said that the development of armor provided sufficient defense, making the use of shields unnecessary. Moreover, it would be difficult to carry a shield while using a bow and riding a horse. Furthermore, it may be difficult to defend in all directions with a shield, which primarily offers protection from one direction. Lastly, even if one had a shield, it would be difficult to use it effectively against a skilled swordsman who could quickly attack from multiple angles. What do you think about the defensive capability of shields? TATENASHI YOROI. This is a legendary armor that was treasured as a family heirloom by the famous warlord Takeda Shingen and his family. It is said to have been made during the Kamakura period, and was so strong that it could defend against attacks even without a shield. It is currently stored at a shrine in Yamanashi Prefecture, and it is said that the Takeda Shingen used to pray for victory while wearing this armor before going to battle. OKASHI GUSOKU. I have discovered a curious piece of armor. Do you know what this is? It seems a little sad, but apparently this armor was worn by Ashigaru foot soldiers. Ashigaru were infantry soldiers who were assigned menial tasks. They were made to wear this armor hastily by order of the shogun, but it was said to be of no use in actual combat. He was famous for having no real defensive capabilities and could even be penetrated by matchlock guns. It's a little disheartening that during the Sengoku period, where lives were at stake, The armor was script tone. What do you all think about this? AKAZONAE Armor. This is the armor worn by the legendary samurai Yamagata Masakage. It is a full-body red armor that symbolizes the strongest samurai. He was a samurai who served under Takeda Shingen and was at the highest level of skill. He left a record of his achievements in cornering the enemy commander Tokugawa Ieyasu. At the time, the enemy was so intimidated by the red color that they were paralyzed. It's really cool, isn't it? I guess the samurai felt that the fighting was the ultimate romance and the meaning of their life. Thank you for watching today. What do you think about Japanese armor? Let me know if you have any thoughts, and please also subscribe to my channel. Chillax.